That makes it 7 straight W's, 4 against quality teams, New York, Denver, Houston twice. And the other day, JJ Redick said that this team was coalescing. Everything's all coming together. And I am inclined to agree. Because this team just looks different. A couple weeks ago, I wrote this squad off. And I had no problem doing it because from that point, from the entirety of the season, they haven't shown me anything about them beating quality teams. And I know in the playoffs, you got to beat a quality team. Now, do you need a little bit of luck here and there when it comes to injuries or getting a good draw? Absolutely. And that still applies to the Lakers in this case, because while I could say, all right, they're clearly the third or fourth best team, they may need some luck when it comes to Spurs or Oklahoma when it comes to beating them. And it doesn't mean they need luck for the entirety of the series, but they may need luck in one game. Like Rui Hachimura hitting 7 threes. Like, you're going to need something to go your way to beat one of those teams. Because I do think those two teams are a tier above everyone else in the West. But with that out of here, I am glad this team actually looks different. They look like a different team. They are playing defense. I am seeing the concerted effort for 48 minutes. Which, funny enough, LeBron early in the season, when he was asked, is this a championship team? He's like, no. They don't play with concerted effort and energy for 48 minutes. And that was true. But now, it's different. They look like a different team. And while I know Austin hasn't played well in these 2 games, he was off from the first one. He was like 5 for 18, 4 for 9 in the second, but he was on the glass. He was distributing. I like this team now. They actually look good. Now, they have a few more games. I'd like to see what they could do. Granted, well, it's really only one game now, with Cade Cunningham going down with a collapsed lung. So the only game now, well, there's a couple more. I would like to see how they do in this rematch against the Magic. I don't think the Magic's going to be a serious team, but I would like to see how they do in that rematch. And they do play the Thunder twice. Now, only one of those games is going to be a serious game, just with the way the seeding is and how it works. Like, if the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Spurs, they just have it locked up, the 1 and the 2 spot, then the second game between the Lakers and the Thunder will not be a serious game. Like, if the seeding is all good. Even if the seeding is good for the Thunder in this case. Like, the Lakers will play the starters, OKC doesn't. So they have one more serious game. It's against the Thunder. I gotta see how they play in this game. I want a win, but it has to be something that I could see happening, like, multiple times. Because while I did mention that in a playoff series they would need some luck, like Rui Hachimura making 7 threes in the game to beat them in a series, it can't be that in that win. It has to be Luka, LeBron, and Austin playing well, and SGA and Chet, or whoever else is available, playing to a typical level for me to have any confidence that they could maybe hang with them in a series. Because if it's, okay, Rui Hachimura makes 7 threes and they beat the Thunder, I'm like, well, that's not going to happen multiple times over the course of a series. And even if that was to happen, the Thunder, they have Isaiah Joe, they have Jared McCain, they have Cason Wallace. They can have a hot shooting night, and that's more likely. AJ Mitchell, they can have a hot shooting night, and that would be a lot more likely and more probable to happen multiple times compared to Rui Hachimura doing it. So it has to be something that they could replicate, or I wouldn't mind them winning or losing by, but it can't be, oh, Rui, Luke, and Jackson Hayes, they all have great games. Hell, even Jake LaRavia, they all have great games, they win that way. That's not sustainable. That's not going to win them a playoff series. Well, it can win them a playoff series, but that's not what I'm going to be banking on for them to contend and compete with in a series. But they look like a different team. The numbers back it up. I'm not going to bring them all up right now, because I'm just really not in the mood to do so. But when it comes to net rating, the defense, way better compared to the start of the year, or even when they had some slumps throughout this season. It's way better. They look like a different team. We can just talk about the game last night. Luka Doncic, 40, 10, and 9. LeBron James, 30 points. What was he, 13 for 14? His best half in his career being 8 for 8. Last time he did that was like in 2011, I believe. So, really good game from them. When it came to LeBron, he made his threes early, and then he was able to work in transition with their defense. Hopefully the 3-ball is back. His 3-ball was pretty awful in February, but hopefully he's shooting it at a respectable clip down the stretch, because they're going to need it. Austin Reeves was 4 for 9. Again, on the glass a lot. I believe he had like 7 boards, 8 assists. While the rebounds were kind of weird last night for both centers. They both had 4. DeAndre and he played well, a lot better compared to the first Houston game when he didn't do any damage to like the last minute. But team looks different, and I'm still fully confident because even if they would have lost last night game, I'm still confident they could beat Houston because they was able to hold Kevin Durant scoreless, well not scoreless, to 2 points in 2 halves, and it's just, well, one, here's the thing I don't understand last night. I don't know why Kevin Durant was so hell-bent on catching the ball 30 feet away from the basket where they could just send the blitz and the double a lot easier. And then they finally started moving him off the ball a bit, and they had him working in the corner and on the block, and he was able to get more shots up. But Houston's lack of a point guard or an initiator, that's going to be a real problem down the stretch. And any team that has better defensive personnel than the Lakers, they're going to be able to exploit that. So, while Kevin Durant was very efficient, he only took 11 shots in last night's game. It was 16 the night before. It was 18 on both games, and they had him to 2 to 4 points in multiple halves. So I like what they did. Ben Thompson gave him problems with his athleticism and him being on the boards, on the glass. Well, I said that twice. And his defense in general. But that's what I expected. And while Sengun was able to do a lot, it didn't really matter. If Sengun's going to beat them, if it's going to be Sengun, Thompson, and like Reed or Jabari beating them, then I like their chances a lot. When I mean there, I mean the Lakers. I like the chance of life. It's going to be those guys tasked with beating them. But the team looks different. I'm glad they look different. I would gladly like to be proven wrong. I would really like to be proven wrong about this team because I wrote them off a couple weeks ago. Likely there's one more serious game. It's against the Thunder. Really intrigued to see how this game plays out. Out the way, ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay safe. I'm out.